In this video, I'm going to show you guys how to create a color by number notebook interior for your Amazon KDP business. So if you haven't been here before, my name is Rory and I run this channel called Mr. Rosa. And before we get into this video, can I just ask you guys to hit that like and subscribe button, as it would be greatly appreciated. And we're about 200 subscribers off that 1,000 subscriber goal that I can't wait. And I do have a special gift for you guys. I'm thinking of doing a giveaway for when I get to that stage. And yeah, it'd be greatly appreciated. So colour by number notebook interiors, if you don't know what they are, I'll show you further on in this video. But they're basically quite self-explanatory. Where there's a colour, you would just label, for example, like a 1, where there would be light grey, and then a 2 on the places where there would be a green, for example, and so on and so forth. And much like the colouring books, which I've made a few videos on, they're very trending at the moment, and they also could be classed as a form of niching down from that colouring books niche, much like you can niche down with different sorts of animals and stuff like that. Colouring by numbers is almost like a subcategory to those colouring books. So yeah, at the moment they are very popular, and let's just get straight on with this video on how you can create these to sell right away on your Amazon KDP business. So as always, let's start off by going into Amazon and having a look at the bestsellers ranks for these books. Now, I did explain in the last video, this was something new that I had learned. So when you first go into Amazon, there'll be a list like this, if you click this menu here. And to start off with, it'll be called All, and it'll be like this, All Departments. And what you're going to want to do to further get better keywords and a better idea on what books are coming up when you search in the search bar, you're going to want to click on that drop down and go down to Books. And yeah, that's just a small trick you guys can use to help get further sort of knowledge on your keywords and stuff like that. So first, let's just search up colour by number and see what comes up. Now, as you can see, there isn't as many sort of options and different sort of phrases as there would be compared to a colouring book, but there is still a very good range of options you can get for where you can get an idea of what keywords you can use in your books. So obviously the top one is colour by numbers for kids ages 4 to 8, colour by number for kids, colour by numbers for adults. So that tells us that it's not only kids that are wanting books like this, there is also adults that are wanting these kind of activity books to do. And yeah, you can just follow all down this list and write down all these different keywords and phrases you can use in your keywords bars or subtitles or titles or whatever you want. So let's just search colour by numbers for kids and have a look at the kind of books that are coming up. So as you can see, there is over 20,000 results. Now that is quite a lot, but again, I've said it many times and I'm going to say it again, you can niche down very easily on these. But out of those 20,000 results, these are the top ones that are coming up. So the first one we've got is one that's got a bestsellers rank of 6,790. Now, we'll just go over to the BSR calculator, 6,790, label it book, and that is making 514 sales per month. So again, a very good amount of sales. And we can just scroll down, they're all around the same sort of bestsellers rank, 6,000, 8,000, got another one here, 6,891, and let's just have a look at what kind of thing they've got inside. So obviously they've niched down and they're using a Sea Life colour by number, colouring book for kids ages 4 to 8. Now, a very intelligent and sly thing that I've noticed that this person has done, and very intelligent. As you can see, the title is Sea Life Colour by Number, and then the subtitle is Colouring Book for Kids ages 4 to 8. Now, in the title, the spelling colour is different to the spelling in the subtitle. And by doing this, this means it will target both the UK and the US market, as obviously in the UK, they spell colour C-O-L-O-U-R, but in the US, they spell it C-O-L-O-R. So that is a very cool trick that you can use to help get into both markets, the UK and the US, and further means that this will probably help towards their bestsellers rank. So if we have a look inside this Sea Life colour by number book, as you can see, it is just very, very simple vectors with a bunch of different shapes, and it will tell you the different numbers and where you need to change the colours. So where there's a 3, you need to put the colour brown. Where there's 4, you need to put the colour green, etc, etc. So if you don't know what a colour by number book is, that is a great example on what one of these is. So yeah, a very, very simple book to create, and these don't have to be as complicated as that. They can be simple just with a small vector on the front. You don't need to include a background. This one here, this, what is it? Colour by number for kids, colouring activity book for kids. They've used very, very, very simple shapes that you can easily create just with a pen tool in Illustrator or whatever thing you're using, Gravit Designer. That's a great free one, much like Illustrator, but obviously you don't have to pay the huge fee. And yeah, if we just have a look inside this, you'll be able to see how simple it is. Very, very simple shapes and stuff like that. And they are selling this book for $10.75, but it's still got a bestsellers rank of around 50,000, so that's still a very, very good selling book. But now let's move on to the bit that you guys have all been waiting for, and that's actually designing the book. So the way I'm going to get my vectors is from a place called Vecteezy. Now, I've talked about it a lot in my other videos, and you can pay for a pro version where you get a few more designs and you don't have to show attribute or give credit to the designer, or you can use the free version where sometimes you may have to give an attribute, not always. I've actually never had that issue and I've never had to give attribute or credit, but sometimes you may have to. You just have to check in each vector and stuff like that. So we're just going to be using the free one, and let's start off by searching up animal faces. And as you can see, there is 3,828 royalty-free vectors for you to use. So you've got a great range of different faces you can use, and you can use any of these because you can just create a book based around animal faces. And yeah, there's loads and loads of different animals here. So you can just create a whole book of animal faces, and I'm sure it will do very, very well. So this one here, this cute owl flat icons vector, is a very, very good one for me, and that's what we're going to be using in today's video. It's not a pro one, so I can just download it with the free download. So just click on that and then click your free license, and it will begin the download. Now this will go straight to your downloads folder, and then what you're going to want to do is go into your desired software. So for me, it's going to be Adobe Illustrator for this video, and create your interior size. Now for today's video, just an example, we're going to be using 6 by 9 inches. So I've already got it here because I've got it as a custom one that I use regularly. I've got 6 inches in the width and 9 inches in height. Then just create the create button, then click the create button, and as you can see, it's just a normal blank canvas. Then what you're going to want to do is go to your downloads folder and just open up that owl or whatever vector that you're using. So it will come as a .eps file, and then I'm just going to right click that and then click open with Adobe Illustrator. Click yes, and it will just open like normal in Adobe Illustrator. Then you're going to want to go and click your design that you want to use for today. So I'm going to use this one, this owl here. And then all you're going to want to do is copy it. So Command C or Control C if you're in Windows. Command C, and then go back into your 6 by 9 canvas and just paste it. Now you can adjust the size to whatever you want. So I'm just going to make it slightly smaller and just center it in the middle. So this may take some time to find the center point. And then once you've found it, apparently that's the center point. Doesn't look very centered to me, but I'm just going to trust Adobe Illustrator. Sometimes it's hard to see by eye. But yeah, apparently that's in the center. And then for this design, it's got a slight different colored sort of orange on the right hand side. So I'm just going to go into the layers down here and just delete it. It should be one of these. I think it's that one. Just delete that. So there you have it. It's even. Now what you're going to want to do is turn it into a black and white image. But start off, I'm just going to copy that again, and you'll see why in a second. So copy that, paste it, decrease the size, and just place it down in the bottom corner just for now, and you'll see why in a second. Now, what you're going to want to do is highlight the image again, and where you have in the bottom left here, this will be the fill category. You're going to want to click on that, and it should have a question mark at the moment because there's a bunch of different colours, and you're just going to want to click here where it says none. It's just a white box with a line through it. Just click that, and as you can see at the moment we don't have any stroke, and that is because if we go to the stroke button here, we also have it placed as none. And all you're going to want to do is click on black, and as you can see we have our outline, we have our creature, or we have our owl, or whatever animal you are deciding to use. Then just go and highlight the whole thing again, and I'm going to want the stroke up just a bit, not much, but just a bit, so it's a bit more obvious. Now I don't like how it is going through here with the line going through the owl's sort of arms, or whatever they are, feathers here. So I'm just going to click on the feathers here, and where it has it none here, I'm just going to select white in colour, and the same here, white in colour, so they're brought forward slightly and you don't have that line going through it, which makes it unrealistic. Now here comes the part where you're going to want to have that small version of the original owl in the bottom right, so you can see what colours are going to be used. So what you have to do now is go through each line or layer and put a number as to what colour it's going to be. So go to the text tool, and let's start off with the main orange, and I'm just going to click 1, click the select tool, and just enlarge it slightly. Hold shift, remember to keep the size, and there you have it. That's number 1. And again, just follow the same process. I'm going to copy that. I'll hold Alt to copy something, and we're going to move that over to here, and we're going to change that to 2. Hold Alt so we keep it all the same size, align it with the previous one, and there you have it, 2 again. So 2 is obviously going to be red, 1 is going to be orange, etc, etc. Go back to one of the numbers, hold Alt again, and let's go over to this sort of belly now. Change the number from 2 to 3. 3 is going to be yellow. Hold Alt, drag it to the beak because that's where there's also yellow. Align it slightly differently. And yeah, now we've got to finish everything off. So where there's red again, we've got that round as rings of the eye. So hold Alt, drag it to the eye. It's a bit big, so just hold shift to decrease the size. A bit too big still, decrease the size again. And there you have it. Copy the same on the other side. And there we have it labelled for the eyes. Now the last colour we've got is a brown in the middle of the eye. So I'm just going to drag this one again, holding Alt, and we're just going to change brown to number 4. Again, got to do it for the other eye. And there we have it. That's all it takes to design your numbers by colour book. It is really that easy. You can adjust where all the numbers go. Personally, I like where they are now. And then all you're going to want to do is just delete this one in the bottom right. And then you're going to want to label what each colour is. So if we go back to the type tool and click type, so 2 is going to be red. Sorry, it should be started as 1. So 1 is going to be orange. Hold Alt again to drag across. They all stay the same size. 3 yellow and 4 brown. And there we have it. We have all our numbers labelled and ready to go right for our interior. So I want to move it all up slightly. Just move, and to do that, just highlight everything and just move it all up. And you can adjust all different things that you want. I want to move that to the left slightly because I don't think that is centered. And there we have it. There is our number by colours book. So then obviously, if you're creating a 120 page book, you do 60 pages of these, and then you can do 60 pages of what it will look like after it's all coloured in, or you don't have to do that. You can just do 120 pages full of just all these colours. So now what you're going to want to do is take this into your desired software to create these 120 pages. So for me that is going to be Keynote, that is the Apple version of PowerPoint basically. And all you're going to want to do is copy the whole thing. So highlight it all, Command C, and just save that for now, and then go into Keynote and click New Document, go Basic White, and it will bring up a presentation. Then what you're going to want to do is go to Document and then change the size. So where it says here slide size, click on Custom Slide Size, and it's going to be in points. So we're going to want to go to the point converter, so 6 inches in points is 432 points, and then 9 inches is 648. So 432 by 648. And then just click OK, and as you can see it will come out as the right size. So I'm just going to change the zoom slightly, and then just delete where it has all these presentation titles and stuff. And where you will have copied it from Adobe Illustrator or whatever desired software you're using, you're just going to want to click Command V, and it should just paste it. And there we go. There we have our first page to our 120 page colour by number interior. Now you can adjust all the things. You can, if you don't like how it's looking, you can go back into Adobe Illustrator, change the sizes, change the size of the numbers, change the size of the vector itself. You can do whatever you want with it now. It is all up to you and whatever preference you have. So I hope you found that video useful, and I hope you are able to make lots and lots of money from this new niche that I have shown you in today's video. If you have any questions for me, make sure you leave them down in the comments below, and let me know how it's going with your business, and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. If you have any personal questions or other sort of things you want to ask me, I've also got my business email left in the description below, which you'll be able to see, and just shoot me an email. But once again, can I ask you guys to hit that like and subscribe button? It'd be greatly appreciated. And well, I'm just going to go and enjoy this nice weather during quarantine. I can feel my hair's getting longer and longer by the day. It's never been this long before. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.